Morning, YouTube. This is one hell of a marathon. Oh my god, I don't know who is gonna watch all 9 parts, but big ups to anybody who does. Like, that's awesome that y'all love me enough to spend like 90 minutes with me. That's sweet as hell. Um, so we're getting into ninth grade. I don't want to waste any time. If you haven't watched part 1 through 8, make time to do that randomly. I guess it really doesn't matter if you put all the pieces. If you can put all the pieces together, that's great. If you don't want to, that's great too. I'm just putting it out there just for me, so it doesn't actually matter who wants to watch it. Who. So, anyways, ninth grade. I skipped some part before we get into how I got pregnant. I want to get into this chick that I met in ninth grade. It had to have been like the third 9 weeks or something, when we actually started hanging out, because I switched study hall. I think halfway through the year they switched study hall, and so I met this chick in study hall, and I'm gonna say her name too because we don't even talk anymore. I actually ran into her like a couple years ago, but that's alright. I live in like the 20th biggest city in the United States, and it's so funny because I run into like all the people that I know, like, and there's at least a couple million people here. It's frozen right now on my computer, so I hope it's recording it. But anyways, I met Jenny in study hall, and it was rumored around the school that she was bi. And I mean, we just started hanging out. We just got real cool and stuff, and we eventually, started kicking it. I went over to her house a couple times, or one time, no, a couple times, and we hung out. We was playing on the computer. We just pretty much talking and stuff. But I think both of us were kind of hinting around at that, like, curiosity slash maybe attraction. I don't know, she was just really short, like, punk rock chick, and I like punk rock chicks slash skater people. I think they're awesome and interesting, and rebellious and standoutish, and that was me on the inside. I've always been kind of urban. I stood out really in suburban schools anyway, so but anyways, she came to my house I think she spent the night. I'm not sure. I don't really remember that part. I don't know. Anyways, we were sitting on my bed, and somehow we got to this part about being or liking girls. Somehow we got there, and I told her that I liked girls. Even though, like, I had a boyfriend and stuff, and I wanted to try, and I didn't even actually get the word out. She was like, do you want to kiss? And I just said yeah, and so we tried it, and there was like no spark of anything whatsoever. Like, it just felt mechanical, and I was completely, like, blown away. This was my first kiss, and it was like there was nothing there. And I don't know if it was because I wasn't exactly attracted to her, but more curious as to know something, but not really knowing how to find out what I wanted to know. You know what I mean? You know how you want to know something, but you can't put your finger on what you want to know? That was kind of like what that was about. And there was no really, like, chemistry between us. So the kiss was kind of like, for real. So anyways, like, with that confirmation, I'm like, okay, so maybe I don't like girls or whatever. And this was after the thing that had happened with my cousin and her girl. And so I just really kind of dug into stuff with my best friend. I'm like, maybe there's just something fucking wrong with me, and I just don't like to be intimate with people at all. you know, and I'm like, just maybe I'm just not a sexual person or whatever. I don't know. Um, so at this point, my mom was planning on getting married to this guy that I really don't like, and we actually don't talk right now. I mean, we talk, but we don't like hang out. We're not all extra close and stuff just because of him. Um, and the fact that she wants us to get along. We're fine with not liking each other, but she's not fine with us not liking each other. So, I mean, we talk, but we don't talk often because that subject always seems to come up. So we just avoid that altogether. And I'm cool with that. We'll have a relationship one day, maybe, maybe not. I don't know. Anyways, um, so they got married and stuff. We moved from that school, and during the time that they were getting married, me and well, I was like smoking and drinking a lot, just kind of like really in this depressed place, because once you think you know yourself and you have it like figured out, and then something happens and you don't, like, I didn't even talk to her at all after that, and she was so cool about it. Like, she never like told anybody anything about me. She just kept that to herself. And I really appreciated her doing that, because she could have been a real asshole about it, and she wasn't. So that was awesome. But that's kind of how I ended up pregnant. We was partying, drinking, and stuff like that. At the time, my dude, he had an idea that I liked girls. He didn't know that I had kissed this chick while we were, together or nothing like that. And he was my best friend. This was my best friend. But we partied, together, all young and shit. And I know people are going to be like, y'all was wild and crazy teenagers. I said I was wild and crazy. I was. And so I ended up pregnant. And it went just downhill from there between me and him. Like, he didn't come to the ultrasound. Instead, he went out to his mom's house, and him and his mom was not even that close. So I knew something was up. I went over there. I had my grandfather take me over there, and I confronted him about the situation. And once I seen that his sister was there and her friend was this real like girly chick, rocked heels and real, I knew what it was, because that was not me. I was always forever a tomboy. Like, I might do something awesome with my hair or whatever. I might get some braids or rock some fancy updo and shit, but beyond that, I was me. Like, t-shirt, big t-shirt, tight jeans, some kicks, or some sweats, little t-shirt, and like that, like something that I got on like right now, but he was really wanting that girly, like, showgirl type, to walk around, in the neighborhood and stuff, with his little gang and all that bullshit. And I was kind of trying to talk him out of the gang. Like, actually, I'm like, you're too smart for that. He was like a straight A student, so it's not that he couldn't do it. He just wanted money so he could take care of his family. And it ended up being that we was fighting back and forth and just fighting so much. And I would write him letters about, his choices that he was making and how it was affecting us and what it was going to do to this child, because he had told me that he wanted me to, have his child or whatever. And us being young, what I'm saying, I would, tell him that I guess I wanted it too, but inside I really didn't. It's not something that I wanted. So when I ended up pregnant, I ended up like being in like some kind of like wow, and making plans about what I was going to do if such and such happened, if he wasn't around or whatever. And it ended up being that he wasn't around. He went to one doctor's appointment, and that was it. And then he got shot before my daughter was born, 3 days before my daughter was born, and that just destroyed me. And I'm gonna have to make a part 10. So Stay tuned.